Ark-La-Miss News Update.
And good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to NBC News Daily. I'm Randy Stone with your Midday Ark-La-Miss Update. Drama surrounding certified dog catchers and allowing citizens to speak with the council during the meetings. Well, those were the highlights at yesterday's city council meeting. NBC 10's J.W. Meisenheimer attended that meeting, and he has the story.
The meeting began on a positive note as Mayor Paul Choate revealed that the city of El Dorado was given the Tourism Development and Cultural Award by the Arkansas Business Trendsetter. Students in attendance from the Mermill Heights Hub program were also welcomed by the council. As the meeting continued, Alderman Willie McGee voiced his concerns regarding not allowing citizens to ask questions during regular scheduled meetings.
A lot of people have asked me why they can't speak or they don't come to city council because they don't feel like they have an opportunity to speak. This would be a time to clear that up, to let them know that they do have an opportunity to speak after we get through with our agenda. Me personally, I think our citizens need to know that they have a platform at this table.
Next, the council voted in Alderman Judy Ward to fill in for the mayor should he not be able to attend a meeting. Talk then shifted to concerns over the certification requirements for dog catchers in Union County.
Mr. Edmonds and I got together and did the best job we could putting a pro forma together to provide a 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week dog animal control.
Our dog catcher is not even state certified.
I don't believe it's a requirement that the dog catcher be certified. I don't think there's a certified requirement for the state.
Have you talked to Mr. Harshall lately, Mr. Hash?
I talk to him all the time.
Well, he don't give you all the information, and the man that actually over the state of Arkansas say he's not certified. But had you kept in front of here that state that he take dogs out in the woods and you cannot.
You know, we need to be very careful as to how we speak about third party.
We shouldn't slander Mr. Harshall on hearsay or rumors or whatever.
This is no hearsay, Mr. Hash. This is something that we've been talking about for years.
I think it's time to put a peg in this conversation.
Reporting in El Dorado for your Ark-La-Miss news source, I'm J.W. Meisenheimer.
Well, happening today, the City of Monroe's Planning and Urban Development Department will host a Safe Housing and Healthy Homes Program information session. Now, the session will take place from 5:30 to 7 at the Public Safety Center, 1801 Martin Luther King Drive in Monroe. For more information, you can call the number on your screen. You can also visit our website at myarklamiss.com.
And now, Storm Tracker Doppler weather with meteorologist Chase Ward.
The rain will slowly taper off as we go into this afternoon. We'll get a break from that, but the clouds will still kind of linger around, staying mostly cloudy. Temperatures going to stay mainly upper 60s for this afternoon, but then tonight temperatures dropping down to the mid and lower 50s. We will stay mostly cloudy, especially down to the south of I-20. Now going to tomorrow, we could still see the return of a few scattered showers, maybe in a few pop-up thunderstorms. That's going to be late tomorrow evening. Temperatures still expected to stay in that 60 range until we get into this weekend, although the clouds will linger. We will be a bit drier for Saturday and also drying out going in start of next week. Spending low about 50 degrees, staying mostly cloudy. Rain chances are just 10%, but then we'll see the return of some more showers, thunderstorms for tomorrow evening with a high of about 67 degrees. Winds will start shifting more out of the northeast. And then for the weekend, the clouds, they will linger on Saturday, but on Sunday, we'll kind of pick up on some partial clearing as the sunshine does start to return, and we will be mainly clear going into Monday. As we kick off next week, temperatures will be dropping down to the mid-50s, but then returning back to the mid-60s, staying above average throughout much of next week. We'll be partly cloudy starting on Wednesday through Thursday. Overnight lows, however, will drop back down to near freezing. Won't get close to it, but we will be in the mid-30s late Sunday night and going throughout much of the weekend throughout Monday and Tuesday. But then we return back to lower 40s by the middle of next week.
And that is it for our update today. NBC News Daily will continue. Keep it here for all the changing weather information, and we've had a lot of it. Meanwhile, take care of each other, check on your neighbors and your pets, and most importantly, God bless you.